Okay, so we modern people really underestimate how simple our nervous systems are. And I talk about the complexities of the nervous system all the time. So allow me one little video about how our nervous systems are actually pretty easy to please. And we oftentimes really complicate things for ourselves just because under capitalism, we are convinced that we need some kind of expensive remedy, we need some kind of expensive doctors in order to help us. But our nervous systems are remarkably simple, primitive, if you will. All you need is a little walk in the sunshine, some good food, some good people around you who will affirm you as a human being. You need some good story to read in front of a campfire or a fireplace, or just anywhere, really. It doesn't really matter. Some good story to read, some good sleep, and most of our nervous systems are going to be much calmer after we do such simple things. But of course, under capitalism, that's not going to be possible for many of us because we have to work, we have to hustle, we have to do the things in order to survive. And it's gotten so much harder, I know, for everyone. But do use any opportunity you have to try and make peace with all the losses that are coming, just as I mentioned in one of my latest videos. Do give yourself some time to heal, or maybe restore yourself, or call it what you will. Just give yourself some time. Go on a freaking walk, touch some freaking grass, and read some little soothing stories. So I'm going to once again recommend you read O. Henry, which I consider to be like the chicken broth for the soul. He's so good. He's so amazing. Whenever I read O. Henry, ever since I was a child, I just felt good. I just felt good. I just felt like there was something about this author. He was able to capture simple folk, simple people's lives in such minute detail, yet he was always so kind. And of course, there's some of his stories that are a little bit more sarcastic. He really loved poking fun at the rich, which I appreciate. He depicted them as these ugly, terrible people, and I'm all for this kind of representation. But he represented the working class people's struggles, yet there was no sentimentality more often than not. There wasn't too much pathos. It was pretty well balanced the way he wrote these stories over 100 years ago. So I highly recommend you read yourself some O. Henry. If you've never read O. Henry, you're in for a treat. Some people may really not like O. Henry because they will feel it's too sentimental. Oh, The Gift of the Magi. The Gift of the Magi, the story that is read at schools usually, it is fine. I like it. It's a great little heartwarming story too. But I think a lot of the other O. Henry stories are overlooked. I think The Third Ingredient, The Witch's Loaves, amazing. Top-notch humor, my kind of humor. I love these stories so much. I'm so grateful that my reading book club picked those two stories for a discussion. I had such a good time rereading these stories, discussing them with adults this time, because I'm used to discussing stories like this with teenagers or children to whom I used to teach. I still do to an extent, but they are amazing stories. They're funny, they're ironic. The usage of language is beautiful. He was not writing in simple language. He actually was quite crafty with the way he constructed his sentences. So if you enjoy this kind of thing, you will like it too. Either way, his stories have a mass appeal. I highly recommend you read them, especially if you are kind of uncomfortable reading, maybe you haven't read for a long time. This is something that's not going to be a major time investment. You can read most of his stories in under 30 minutes. They're very short and sweet. Again, funny, lighthearted, humorous, kind. Some are a little sarcastic. You can really see the time period come to life in front of you with all of his mentions of prices. $3 for rent per week. What about that? At the beginning of the 20th century, the cost of food, 50 cents for ground beef. I don't remember the exact price from The Third Ingredient, but when you see the prices, it also does something for you. It shows you the simpler time, and it shows you just how much capitalism has wrecked the entire world, United States included. So yeah, anyway, read something like this. And going back to my initial statement that our nervous systems are not as complicated as they are, you may be suffering right now for various reasons. And if you do, don't think that your issues are too complicated, too inhuman to be taken care of. When people tell you to go outside, enjoy some sun, to talk to people, to eat some healthy foods, they are not saying that because they think you're not doing enough. When we're saying this, we're saying that this is what you deserve. You deserve good food, good company, you deserve warmth, you deserve comfort in all its different iterations. And we oftentimes are so tired and so preoccupied with survival that we're not allowing ourselves the simple joys in life, and we've got to give some of it back to ourselves. Remember, we've got to free up our time in order to organize successfully, because if we're not even able to utilize our time according to our needs, according to necessity, then we cannot achieve any levels of freedom whatsoever. It is in freedom of the early morning when you don't have to go anywhere and the sun is shining, the birds are singing, and there is a little breeze, and you go outside and you don't have any obligations for maybe just this one little morning, and you take it in. And this is an amazing experience for anyone to have, even if you're not a morning person. Try it out. Maybe if you're a younger person, yes, I know, boring, banal, old person giving you some banal advice, clean your room, do something for your mental health. But these are all truisms for a reason, because they're true, okay? Another thing that I don't think we speak enough about is a healthy dose of escapism. Yes, escapism is a part of this whole machine of virtualized capitalism. Escapism creates these conditions and environments where we pretend we're not actually living in the hellscape of capitalism, but a little bit of escapism is good. So reading some fiction can be somewhat healthy, right? If you don't completely lose yourself in these made-up worlds, then it can be a very healthy hobby. Playing some games, playing some video games can be a healthy dose of escapism every now and again. I started playing Fallout and Fallout 2 once again. I played them some 20 years ago, okay? Not long after they were released, because yes, I'm that old. And I'm playing these games and I'm just feeling all the feels, all of the nostalgia, all of the memories are flooding me. It was not a great time in my life, honestly. My teens, my late teens, my early 20s were not so fun, but I still remember playing these games like Baldur's Gate 2, Fallout 2, Icewind Dale 2. I remember playing these games and this being my respite. So I do have positive associations with these games, and because of this, when I play them nowadays as an adult, they also help me soothe myself and just remind myself that, well, sometimes things are going to be out of my control, but what I can do is play a little game, shoot some folks in a game of pretend, and this is not very serious, and this is something that I can do for a few hours every week and forget about it. But do give yourself time to rest and recuperate. Do give yourself opportunities to feel what it is you truly want and desire, because capitalism wants us to be tired and exhausted. Of course, not the capitalism as the entity. The people who are in control of the means of production, they need us to be tired, they need us to be angry, they need us to be fighting against each other over minuscule things, over unimportant things, and we've got to fight back even if we rest instead. If instead of going online and typing nasty comments to people, criticizing people, or talking to people on forums about how, oh, this person's bad, this thing is bad, this thing is evil. Instead of that, if we just sit and rest a little, this may be a better use of our time. So always seek out this balance. Yes, my bitch suggestions still enforced. I do believe that there is a need for bitching and there is a need for peace as well. And it's very hard to come by peace nowadays. So we have to put in the effort to create these conditions for ourselves and for the people who surround us. It is going to be hard, and this is why we need to continue fighting capitalism in any way we can to free up our time and to give ourselves the freedom to understand what it is that we actually need, and what we need is communism. So I hope you have a great day today. Consider supporting me on Patreon. Do take care of yourself and your community first. Subscribe to me on all the social medias, even though I don't do much there, and I'll talk to you sometime later.